I don't know about that one. I don't know about Oak Park. Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order, November 10th, 2025. Warrick County Commissioners, I'd first like to say happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps, 250 years, and an early happy Veterans Day to all that served. And with that in mind, I'd like to ask Mr. Shields, a Navy veteran, to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our first item is a rezoning. It's PCR 2509 by Yukon Inc., which is by Macon LLC. Daniel Eubler is the president. They're asking to rezone approximately 32.10 acres on the south side of Oak Grove Road, 400 feet south of the intersection of Oak Grove and Whitechapel Drive, from an M2 general industrial to R1 PUD, which is one family dwelling, planned unit development. Ohio Township, Section 18 and 19, 6 and 8. Complete legal is on file, and this was advertised in the Standard October 2nd of 2025. The Area Plan Commission met, and they give a positive recommendation for the rezoning.
So Jim Morley Jr., project engineer. I passed out a little exhibit for you. This is a moment that's about 30 years in the making. This is the last piece of property. Macon Corporation is a family business. Kenny Eubler was the patriarch of that, and he bought about 1,000 acres out in this area about 30 years ago. And this is the last piece of that piece of property to be developed. And so when he bought that 1,000 acres, they zoned it all industrial way back in the day. And so we're changing the zoning from industrial to residential for a residential subdivision. And so on here is kind of a where in the world is it? It's all out along Oak Grove Road. And then on the back, just it kind of shows a quick lot layout.
Make a motion to approve. You good
I'll
with it,
second.
Bobby?
Yeah, I have no issue.
And this will be ordinance
20.
So then we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our next item is a street acceptance that was filed for Lexington Estates. It's Sable Ridge Circle, Thornberry Circle, and Ashford Circle at 95.71 lineal feet each. We're holding 2 letters of credit in the amount of $13,228.99 for streets and drainage construction. They're requesting to release that. We've been holding this one for 8 years, and their current letter of credit expires November 17th of 25.
This one is one we talked about, had a little bit of a drainage issue that we're trying to resolve based on we didn't have a county surveyor to sign off on. So I would like you to approve, subject to my office reviewing and giving a recommendation.
Make that motion.
Second.
First and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carries 3-0. Thank you.
Libert Lakes is on the agenda, but it is not ready to go. So I'd ask that we remove that one from the agenda.
Motion removed from the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have Oak Park subdivision for a street acceptance at Oak Park Drive, 784.7 lineal feet. Live Oak Court at 388.8 lineal feet. The Oak Park Drive cul-de-sac and Live Oak Court cul-de-sac. We're holding $8,680.65 in surety for street and drainage construction. We've had this one for 9 years, and their current letter of credit expires November 30th of this year.
This is another subdivision that was discussed in Drainage Board, that there are a few issues that my office needs to review on behalf of the surveying department. So, and then the other issue I have is that the street signs and stop signs are not at regulation height. So I would ask that both of these be approved, subject to the punch list items being completed by my department and have until the 20th of this month, correct, Molly?
30th.
30th.
Yep, but the 20th, they have
expires
to
the
have it done
30th.
10 days in advance.
Yes. If we need a new letter of credit, it's due 10 days prior to the expiration date of the current one.
I'll make the motion as stated by Bobby Howard.
I'll second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Our last item is a primary plat, PP 2513. It's called Schmidt Cove by Kathy M. Schmidt Trust, by Kathy and Lanny Schmidt Trustees. Approximately 10.266 acres on the south side of New Harmony Road, 275 feet east of New Harmony and Three Lakes Drive, being Lot 4 in Miners Ridge amended. Campbell Township, this is advertised in the Standard October 2nd of 2025, and they are asking for no road improvements to New Harmony Road.
I'm Chad Wagner, the surveyor on the project. Like I said in the previous meeting, there's one proposed new dwelling on the 3 acre lot that we're cutting out on the north side of it. So just one new house on one new lot.
Recommend to approve the requests for no improvements required to New Harmony Road.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
And that's all I have for the Area Plan Commission.
Thank you, Molly.
Thank you. So items for discussion, the first is going to be the review of the 2026 commissioner meeting dates.
I placed it on the agenda. I didn't put it under the action agenda unless you want to, you've had enough time to look at it. So I thought I'd put it for the first time today and bring it back at the next meeting for final approval.
I've already looked it over, so I agree. You guys need more time. So usually when it's close to a holiday, they usually do like a morning meeting rather than an evening
Right at
meeting.
Christmas.
Okay.
That's
I was
why I
curious.
did.
Okay.
Commissioners Conference.
But we can look it over.
No, I mean,
If you
that's
want
fine.
to.
I wondered if I missed something. Okay.
And then we talked about moving, instead of moving when there's a holiday on a Monday, instead of moving it to a Wednesday, just to move it to the next day.
Tuesday.
To kind of follow APC as well. So it makes more sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm good with approving it now.
I am
We can always
too.
change a single date if we need to down the
Sure.
road.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to approve the meeting dates as is.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carries 3-0. Thank you.
Okay, the next item is review of the 2026 payroll schedule. And again, I don't know that you've had time to look at that, but it was approved by the auditor's office and by our HR department. And I thought I'd put it out there for you today, or you can vote on it if you'd like.
I reached out to Emily as well, and she's good with it.
The auditor's office is good with it. I'm fine with it. Go ahead and make a
Motion
motion.
to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Hi, Carla Kidwell, Purdue Extension, Warrick County. Before you, you have a summary of our quarterly report with programming for the last couple months. A few highlights would be the 4-H fair and its completion in July. And then Joe Gilreath, our Health and Human Services person, and myself, I also act as a 4-H youth development educator in addition to being the department head. We've been doing lots of school programming in the areas of social emotional learning, money management, STEM, child development. And then Joe also has quite a few programs with adult audiences. A couple of highlights for her would be a program called A Matter of Balance, which is geared towards people who have a fall risk potential. So usually those in the aging population. And then she's also doing a dementia series or just finished one in Newburgh. In addition to that, we're getting support for our ag and natural resources from our regional team. So one example that you saw of that was a neighboring county assisted in the response to the chemical fire in regards to homeowner questions as well as the agricultural areas affected by that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Action agenda approval of the minutes from the October 27th, 2025 meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Before we do that,
Mhm.
when I read through it, there is one change on page 5. Terry Davolt was appointed to the BZA, not the APC. So in here it says APC appointment, and Christine was out, so it's not her, but it needs to be changed to reflect that he was appointed to the BZA.
I'm actually going to withdraw my motion. I forgot I was not here.
I'll make a
Okay.
motion to approve.
With the amendment,
Yes, with the amendment, please.
and I will second that. All in favor?
Stay.
Aye.
2-0, only one abstain. Moving along, Health Department approval of contract with Purdue University.
Dr. Kari, Health Officer, Health Department. This is for doing the matter of balance and dining with diabetes with Purdue Extension to fall under chronic disease prevention KPI as well as injury prevention KPI because falls is our number one injury for all ages, actually, not just elderly. So, yeah, interesting enough.
Yeah.
I know.
Stay off of high places.
Yes, exactly. And this has been posted to the website for the required 30 days for the HFI funding and health board approval.
All paperwork straight there.
Yes, Aaron's reviewed it.
Yes, Aaron's reviewed it and
You just volunteer there. You don't work there.
No.
they actually sent us the partially executed one too.
Then
They
yeah,
signed
what
it,
if
Purdue
you
signed
say
it
that
already.
was Volunteer.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's the one we've got, I think.
Is that the one, the executed one?
No, we don't.
Stacy's abstaining.
I
I'll
need
get
to
it to you.
abstain because I work there maybe 8 or 10, 15 hours a month.
Okay.
So
I'll make the motion.
And I'll second that. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carries 2-0 and one abstain.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Next up is the EMA service agreement with Dayville On Site.
Matt Gable, EMA Director. The service agreement was for $2,379.39. That is for end of the year maintenance on all of our generators and all of our EMA equipment. I had Kyle with Daysville go around with me and check everything. And that's what it was going to come out to be for the end of the year. I just need your approval.
Is this for the IPSC sites?
No, this is for all of our other generators and all of our other equipment that we have.
What was that was not included in the contract that Sherry just did not so long?
No, because this is different generators.
Okay.
That's actually EMA's generators that we bought and stuff for. We have 3 ginormous generators and that's EMA's.
The portable ones.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0.
And the next thing, there's 2 things. One to make it on there. EMA chair, we got to go through for surplus. That chair is definitely end of life. It's destroyed. So I would like to get that to be disposed of. And then the other one is our EMA boat. I went to my EMA advisory board to surplus that and they agreed. So I would need to get your permission to surplus that as well. That will go on Gov Deals per Sherry and I talking and using those funds for EMA.
Make a motion to declare the boat surplus and to declare the chair worthless and throw it in the trash.
I'll second the motion.
Sorry, we have to do it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carries 3-0. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Next is a supplemental easement from Centerpoint. Is there anybody from Centerpoint here before I talk about it? Okay. We were sent, the county was sent documents back in August to get a easement within an easement that they already own. It's an existing easement, and it originally called for no more than 3 supporting structures to support overhead electric lines. But for improved maintenance and operation of the facility, Centerpoint wishes to supplement the existing easement to allow for 1 more supporting structure, which will support the new facilities that will be rebuilt on this existing line. Basically, they're adding another pole to their own easement, but according to their attorney, this has to be formally approved by the commissioners, and they will give the county $750 for signing the easement. It has gone through Bobby saw it first, and then Andrew Skinner, and they both said it would be okay for the easement to be signed.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
3-0.
I know. Okay. Next is, I have to add a couple of things to my agenda. First, under payroll vouchers, there's actually 3. And I think, Stacy, this is for your book. There are 3 payrolls. First is payroll 22 in the amount of $689,119.98. The second is payroll 23 in the amount of $679,482.28. And the last one is the sheriff's first holiday payroll, and it's in the amount of $188,820.66. I just got the second 2 today.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Next is the accounts payable voucher for November 10th in the amount of $2,777,947.22.
Pay the claims.
So Debbie, you know I always have questions.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a good steward of what we have. Net Savvy.
Right.
I thought he was 5,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So has he been holding back?
Yes,
his
he hasn't been
claims?
billing. He actually said he was sending me the bills, but they were coming back to him. He had the wrong address and never realized it. So he sent them all in one email, but he still has October, November, December, or November, December left.
And that's for what he's doing for the commissioners,
Correct.
not the security center,
Correct.
right? That's in
Yes,
addition.
yes,
Okay.
that's for the commissioners, correct.
I wanted to keep that straight. Also, Liberty Concepts. Was this the last payment in October for them? I know we had to finish out the lease. Page 3. Well, it says rent, utilities.
I would not have turned that in. The health department would have if that's what it was.
Okay,
So I don't know. They're not here right now.
okay. And then I have one more thing I just have a question about. I know that we had an emergency, well, let me just retract. I know that the council has been very, trying to be a good steward of their money too and what they have. And so in that regards to Warrick County Animal Control, I know that we had an emergency service where the former superintendent called in and got permission from one commissioner to do emergency services for an animal, and that animal was operated on, and it was $1,588. And at that time, the commissioner agreed to pay that out of their own pocket. So I'm not sure why that was submitted to the auditor for payment either. Do you have?
I ran it through the animal control budget. I didn't ask further about if you want me to rescind it, I can, but I did not ask that commissioner to pay for it. They have wanted to do additional services to the dog, which I've told them not because it's over $2,000. We don't have it.
I just thought that we were being very conscientious on what we spent.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You said, can I say it? You said, Monica, take that dog. Absolutely. It's on a weekend and I will pay for that dog myself, is what you told
So I
her.
said if I had to.
But there was no money in the budget. So you gave your permission.
I gave my consent just like I do every day on everything that's asked of me.
Okay.
That's not my call to come to either one of you and get a second vote.
Well, then you took responsibility for it.
No.
You told her to go ahead without having the money in the budget.
No, I did not. I cast my consent vote.
She didn't call me.
She didn't call me.
That's
She
not my
called
fault.
you. And when we asked her about it, that was the answer that we were given.
It's not my fault.
No, I'm just trying to make sure that we are conscientious of the money that we spend, because I know that the council has been very adamant about what animal control receives and what they have in their allotment to give. So,
And for me, it goes a little bit beyond that. It's unilateral decision-making that just isn't the way it's supposed to be done.
I don't make unilateral decisions. You can ask anybody that I talk to. I'm only one vote in the room. That's what I always say. Ask anybody.
so moving on, I will make a motion to approve AP
Okay.
voucher.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
3-0.
Next is approval of pay estimate number 28 for the new security center in the total amount of $1,721,441.55. Garmong Construction, $1,539,071.67. Project Partnerships, $15,500. Patriot Engineering, $1,882.50. Boonville Utilities, $164,529.90. Boonville Utilities, $111.72. Chandler Utilities, $16.98. And Chandler Utilities, $328.78.
Motion to pay the claim.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Okay, next I need to insert another item under approval of opioid grants. I have two grant agreements. One with Studio B for $25,000, which was previously, the application was previously approved by the commissioners, and one for St. John the Baptist School for $25,000, previously approved by the commissioners. I'm asking for approval of their contracts.
Motion approved.
Yeah, I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0.
The next is approval of an application that was tabled last month. We did not have a consensus, and that is for men and ladies of honor for $25,000.
Stacy is involved, so she abstained. You here. So I will make that motion.
And that,
Sorry.
okay, go ahead.
Since we went through it all last time. I can-
Okay, I didn't know if Terry
a minute
had
to
any
get up-
questions. I
yeah,
just,
to get up to date. but, I will make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2-0 and 1 abstain.
and the next is approval of a contract with RSI, and I'm going to ask our Human Resource Director, Andrew Schaffner, to come and tell you about that document.
Andrew Schaffner with Human Resources. Currently, we don't really have a solid process on running background checks. We really just send it over to the sheriff's office. Deputy Harris will come back whether they have anything in Warrick County, but we don't do anything outside of Warrick County. My hope is that with Reference Services, Inc., that we will start running background screens for all new hires. This will be a national scan, and they do have 3 different pay structures. They have one that is normally $39, and they are offering it for $34. And this is a criminal core background package. It includes the sex registry, the patriotic search, social security trace, and up to 5 county searches. The criminal core plus federal is all of that, including a national federal, and it's $43. Their contracts are not for term limits, but to guarantee the pricing, so there's no contract. We can cancel anytime. Currently, we've had about 77 year to date. So if we were to do the lowest one at 34, that would be around $2,964, but it also includes a MVR check, which is $4.50. We don't have to run all of that, obviously, for our CDLs and highway because they do their own. So that would cut that out in half.
The sheriff does his own as well. Yes.
Yes, it would be all employees that we oversee on board.
I think it's a good thing to
I
have.
think we definitely need it.
Indeed. What package are you recommending?
I at least recommend the middle one, which is the $34 because of the 5 county searches. I don't think we would need to do the core plus federal. They do have some a la carte. So if we felt like someone who moved here from across the country or whatever, we can run it a la carte. They also have an a la carte for credit checks. So someone that's in a higher position, like accounting, things like that, you can do a credit check on them as well. So that's also a la carte.
So the contract is just for locking in the price?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep, it's not for a term.
And then it'll be up to you to run them when we need to run them, obviously, on
Yes,
every
sir.
candidate.
Yep, they do offer a portal that we can provide the new hires, but we're not completely digital right now. So it would be something that I would input. We would have the form that they normally sign. I would input their information. If something was to come back detrimental, I would then bring it to all of you and Debbie to discuss.
That's what I wanted to know. What happens with those positive findings? Does that go to the department head to make a decision?
I would come to you guys first.
Okay.
If you want to rule to go to the department head, we can absolutely do that. If we were to rescind our offer, then they also offer the adverse letters so that they can appeal it if they feel that it's wrong.
So you're going to only screen people that we have selected to become employees, or are you going to screen people that have applied?
No, just for the ones that we have interviewed and I'm going to offer.
Okay,
So usually when we offer, it says contingent on a background check. So at that time is when we would run it.
okay.
This is another one of those things that I really don't want the day-to-day. I don't want to interfere with the department head's ability to make that decision.
Right.
Can we just defer to them? And then if there's a question between you and the department head, maybe then come
Absolutely.
to us.
Mhm.
Okay.
We just share it with the department heads because it still has that sensitive information. So we wouldn't want anybody but that department head to look at it.
Can I ask a question?
Sure. Come up and state your name.
I'm trying to help you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Friendly face.
Correct me on the parts that I did not hear correctly here.
State your name, please.
Jim Shields, 8355 Chestnut Drive.
Thank you.
Thanks for the reminder. The situation as you described, I'm hearing as what you do is you have multi-layers. So you get the least for the least amount paid, and then you get a little more for the amount paid, and then the most for the amount paid.
Correct.
And then you were making a recommendation for funding, right? Which, as you stated this year, would be about, at the low level, would be about $3,000, right? So in the interest of not tying this board up with these things going forward, I would be interested as a person living in Warrick County not to find out that our background check was not thorough enough. And I would be, the difference in price, correct me if I'm wrong, is about $12 from like medium to most comprehensive plan. And that, so $9. And so that could be thought based on the position you're having. because a 5-county area might not include Indianapolis, but it's not unheard of that somebody could be from Indy, come in this area. It would be one of these things that would go under the radar. You wouldn't think it, but maybe, I don't want to pick on the sheriff, but maybe some law enforcement person 10 counties away comes in and we miss it because of the kind of plan we decided on. And so I would see a budget that if you exceeded, let's call it $5,000, we've already decided that it would be $3,000 this year. So to get the highest level, I think in some cases it would be warranted to have the most comprehensive background check, and in some other positions it wouldn't be warranted, and then just let the departments manage what level of background check they think is needed based on the potential hazard that exists. And then we're not tied into a one-size-fits-all solution. And then you can save the money, or you can spend the money based on the risk that you evaluate as a Warrick County resident yourself. That's
I
just one
definitely
thought.
see some benefit in what he's saying. When I think about, my time in the coroner's office, I was always, nervous about people going into other people's homes. It's a little different than working here in the office, but to have somebody, trusted to go into a home, maybe we would need a more thorough background check for that person then.
And I do believe that the federal is also on the a la carte. So if we did decide to do a more thorough, longer check, we could add
For
that
like
to
maybe
each
inspector
individual.
positions, things that were outside of the four walls of
Right.
the.
Individualized toward their,
Absolutely. So
Very
there's
good.
a list of the a la cartes.
very good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
No, you're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
That's just my thought.
Did I hear Commissioner Steen want to make the decision for each applicant on which she wants to be involved and all of that?
That is not at all. what I was saying. Yeah, so, right, and with the option of the a la carte
With the option of the a la
Yeah,
carte.
that's
per department.
the way I
Yes,
understood it
yeah.
to begin with, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I
Make a motion to approve the contract with RSI.
second.
With, let's clarify, with that
With the-
medium level.
With the medium level, with the
medium
a la
level
cartes.
And the a la carte option
Absolutely.
at the discretion of the department head
Mhm.
based on job description.
Absolutely.
Yeah, criminal core package with alias with the a la carte added on.
Yes. And I can also give the department heads a listing of what we run, if you'd like me to do that as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay,
Awesome.
so motion, second,
Yes.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Schultz.
you.
The next, the auditor had me place this on the agenda. It is an arbitrage contract with Baker Tilly, and I've tried looking at it. I've tried calling them twice, and I did not get an answer. What they sent me says they have a master service agreement and arbitrage services scope already with the county, but they're sending a new agreement for two reasons. One, to consolidate the bond issues we already track under past agreements, and two, to add recent bond issues for which we are not yet engaged, if there are any. This new agreement does not include bond issues that have had final computations. So that doesn't really tell me a whole lot.
So we don't
And
know
the,
what was it, what we're approving here?
Yeah, what's it for?
well, that's why I called
I
them.
read it, but
They list the general obligation bond, of course, which we have, and the lease rental revenue bond for the security center. And then for, I guess this is the redevelopment, $5,755,000 refunding bonds on Epworth Road. It doesn't really have an amount. I have a hard time understanding their contracts. That's why I called. And we got two bills today from them on this type service.
I've got 2 phone calls that I've placed to them with no return.
They don't return. I know, I've actually have 4 invoices.
Yeah, what I would say is blame the attorney. We just got this on Thursday.
That's when
and
I got
have
it.
not had a chance to look at this. So I would ask that we wait until at the very soonest, the next meeting.
Sounds good.
Make a motion to table.
second.
All in favor? Favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Thank you.
The next is a contract with Keller Schrader, and the contract is for Meraki, Meraki MR Enterprise licenses, each 1 year at $136.48 times 4 licenses in the total amount of $545.92. And this was given to me by Guy. He said, we only have one current license right now. And he only wanted to go with 1 year on these and get those going and then review.
I'll show my ignorance. What is this license?
It's some rock. It is, I know what it looks like. I've
What
seen
does it do?
It's,
Is
uses
it, I
it
mean, is
down
it a
in
product
the-
license? Is it like a programming
Terry's gonna tell you, he's
license
in
to
mind.
use a product? I mean, I guess I'm thinking, like when you buy a Windows license, so
It's
is it
for a
something
piece,
like
we have a
that?
piece of equipment, but it has to be licensed. I don't really know
And so we
honestly
need
what
like
it
the ability
does.
of 4 of those?
Yeah, we only have one right now.
We have a lot of Meraki equipment. This does not specify exactly what it is.
No, it just says products.
Meraki MR Enterprise License.
Oh, so maybe it's just the license. Right here, it just says products.
Right. I mean, I'm making an assumption it's something, it's a software license to use.
If it's on the Meraki equipment, it's something we need. I can tell you
Okay.
that for sure.
What department head's asking for this? The guy.
IT.
And it's not to exceed $545.92. We're moving towards a new purchasing policy where these lower level amounts, the commissioners don't.
Discretion, yeah, I'm
So,
fine. I just wanted to know what it was.
and they are using our form as well, or our agreement form. So from a legal perspective, I don't have much concern.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
And my last thing that I added is the key track contract, and I'm going to ask the sheriff to come up, explain to you exactly what that is. It's not in your book. I just received it this morning.
This is Sheriff Mike Wilder. This is part of our new building. This is best way. It's a big box that all the keys from whatever we choose to put in there will be locked. So if a deputy after hours needs a different car, needs a key into a building, he types in a code and releases it, kind of like a vending machine, but it's an audit trail and things like that. And it's going to go into our new facility. Also, we're going to put like jail keys in there. So when a jailer comes in,
Evidence keys.
yeah,
like
different
all
things that
stuff. Okay.
if someone, you have to have permission, and we can do this from home too. So after hours is what it is. So it's really a piece of equipment is what it kind of comes out to.
Makes sense. Okay.
Debbie, did you get this back from?
Aaron. this
Yeah, Aaron,
afternoon,
yeah.
yes.
Thank you.
Is this coming out of the jail?
Yeah, this is out of the budget, out of soft cost through the budget.
Motion to approve the key track contract.
No issues.
No issues.
Correct.
Okay, I'll second Terry's motion.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Thank you.
That is all I have. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioner Sherry Severs, Warrick County Acquisition. The first item on my agenda tonight is the reassurance solutions for the new security center. Traditionally, medical checks in correctional facilities are often infrequent and reactive, making suicide prevention and overdose monitoring inconsistent. Currently, the jail has 3 medical cells equipped with a XK300 sensor monitor. These radar-based devices are designed to detect your heart rate, respiratory rate, movement, and presence, ensuring early identification of medical distress and enabling the staff to intervene before a situation escalates. The new security center will be equipped with 9 medical cells, which requires the purchase of 6 additional monitors. In accordance with IC 522-10-8, which addresses compatibility of equipment, accessories, and replacement parts. The sheriff office intends to acquire these 6 monitors along with an annual subscription. The total cost for the purchase will be in the amount of $40,500. And today I am seeking the commissioner's approval for ratification of the contract with Reassurance Solutions for the new security center totaling $40,500.
This might be a question for Mike, but the medical person here, how do they keep this on? How do you make sure they don't take it off and just fool you?
Sheriff Mike Wilder, it's actually up in the top of the ceiling. It's like radar and it just
Okay.
comes down.
So it's not something they
Yeah, it's not
wear.
nothing they wear. So anybody in the room is that they couldn't try to, yeah,
Got it.
it's pretty,
Genius.
That's pretty
yeah,
good.
and
Yeah.
it goes back into control and it shows that they're stuff. So
Yeah.
Breathing.
it's hopefully if we ever had someone go down, it would alert us and stuff. So,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Sharon.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0.
Thank you, Commissioners. The next one is ratification of DC Metals. On September 29th, Project Partners issued an RFP for bids to construct a new maintenance building at the new security center. Invitations for bids were sent to DC Metals, Graber Post Frames, Hobgood, and Van Winkle Post Frames. The bid opening took place in the Commissioners' meeting room on October 14th at 1 p.m. Byron has provided a tally of numbers below, and we're looking at the base quote with bathroom. DC Metals came in at $135,327.49. Graber Post Frames came in at $138,890. Hobgood came in at $151,574. Van Winkle Post Frames did not submit a bid, didn't have enough time. Project Partners have diligently adhered to the bidding procedures set forth in IC 36-1-12-4 for public works projects valued under $150,000. After careful consideration and submitted proposals, I, along with Project Partners, recommend the Commissioners award the contract to the lowest, most responsible and responsible bidder, DC Metals, for the amount of $135,327.49. And I believe Sarah has signed off for the form that needed to go to the state level on that as well.
Make a motion to approve.
So that's DC Metals. I'll second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0.
Thank you, Commissioners. I moved on to DC Metals, and we need to strike Udi Equipment and Weber Equipment. They have not returned our contract yet. The next item on my agenda is Purdue Extension, Alpha Laser Purdue Extension, a lease on a new machine. Their current machine, otherwise known as Bertha, it's been outdated, it's worn out, and it's reached its limit after producing 2,480,827 copies. She's had a long life.
Yes, she is.
Alpha Laser Imaging will provide a new Riku IMC 4510 lease for 60 months at the rate of $129.79. The cost for the black and white copies are 0.005 per page, while the color copies are 0.045 per page. The pricing will also include free inkjets as standard with all of our leases with Alpha. I have confirmed with Carla Kidwell that they are financially prepared to proceed with this lease. The contract I am presenting today does not include the serial numbers, as Alpha currently does not have the machine in stock. However, this document serves as an order for the equipment. Once the machine arrives, we will need to ratify the contract with the serial numbers. Today, I am requesting the Commissioners approve to ratify the order for the RICO IMC 4510 for the Purdue Extension Office, which will be a 60-month lease once it's delivered.
So this is under our master agreement.
Mhm.
Okay. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, Stacy, or thank you, Commissioners. I did add one in for Tri-State Fire Protection. We are currently out of the fire extinguishers maintenance contract, and it is on my to-do list, putting together an RFP. In the meantime, our most recent provider, Tri-State Fire Protection, continues to honor our contract prices. The county is due for our 6-year service at the Highway Department on their fire extinguishers in the amount of $540 to stay compliant with Indiana Fire Code, with the National Fire Protection Association and OSHA standards. I kindly ask the Commissioners to approve and ratify this service agreement for fire extinguisher maintenance due for the Highway Department here located in Boonville in the amount of $540.
I have a question. Our master contract, is there a renewal clause in that?
We're past the renewal. If there is, we're past it. We've been out of contract for a good bit now, and they continue to honor our prices.
So next question, do we have to RFP it? You know what we've been through with fire protection services, and we have finally landed back in a comfortable place with a vendor. I don't want to get ourselves into another mess again.
So as I understand IC code, we can use anybody for services, and Cliff, correct me. I will say that Tri-State Fire Protection is over and above, and they are on it. We have our own portal. We can go in and we can get, anytime they do anything for us, they have an explicit detail of what they've provided. They're just excellent to work with, and I would say by far one of the best in the Tri-State.
I agree, and I didn't know about the portal. That's
Yes.
news to me. So
Yeah,
that's-
so anytime
I see on the
Jeremy needs a date out at the sheriff's office on when the hood, I just print it and send it to him, because they have to provide all that for their insurance and all out at the jail.
Yeah, we've had a lot of problems with fire protection services in the past 7 years since I've been here, excluding the service that we've received from them. So I would encourage you to talk to Sherry about those and consult with Cliff. I would advocate just renewing with them.
You want to get with me and advise me on how you'd like to do that, Cliff?
Sure, yeah.
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 What's ever good for you, and then what all three of you commissioners would want me to, how to move forward.
And then I'll make a motion to approve the services needed for the highway department.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you, Sherry.
Uh-huh.
Ready?
Yep.
My first item I have is contract with USI Consultants. This is an on-call and assistance with a grant. The last that I have heard with this is that our attorney had sent them a,
He sent it to me, and I've got to send it, unless you want to USI.
oh, it's not been sent to USI
No, we
yet?
just got it.
Okay. Yes, if you could go ahead and send that to USI or send it to me, and I will. That's
Okay.
fine. So we'll just table that, or
Well, I'm confused because I talked to Tara today and they said that their attorney and insurance company had questions.
I haven't heard that, but I don't think they have.
They've got it.
Oh, well, then maybe Aaron sent it to him. I did it.
I don't know who has it, but I was prepared after the conversations I had
well,
today.
Aaron had sent back some comments that I did forward to USI and asked that she would correspond with him directly to get that resolved. And that's the last I've heard. I've not heard anything since.
So council, I think there's going to be some conversation need to be had between you and either their attorney or their insurance company's attorney.
Can it be approved subject to the attorney signing off?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Because we haven't even started contract drafting, I'm fine with that. But I mean, I know their attorney, so I don't see it being an issue. So I guess I'm saying is that's fine. I may still bring it back to commissioners because I don't know if they'll agree to just accept our vendor service agreement bar none.
And I think that's going to be one of the hangups.
Right.
I'm fine with whatever. However, I think Bobby has a timeline.
Yes.
What's
So
your timeline?
the grant has to be submitted by December 5th.
Okay.
So I was hoping to get an approval subject to so that we could just get that done.
If you get approval by the next board meeting, does that give you enough time?
I'm confident in that some form of our agreement is in their hands.
Okay, and I think that's accurate. So then let's just say yes. And if something truly, I hate to say it, blows up, then we can still do ratification over email and bring it back to the next board meeting for true ratification.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the agreement contingent upon our attorney and their attorneys reaching the final agreement, and then that will be the approval point.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0. Thank you.
The next item I have, actually it was an amendment with NDOT on 2 contracts for construction engineering services, construction inspection services. They were existing contracts and NDOT needed to extend the expiration dates. That is the only change from the approved contracts, was the extension of the expiration dates, and I believe these will be sent to Terry for approval. And I'd ask for approval.
Motion
You
to
received
approve.
that, Terry.
What did you say?
And I asked Terry if he did you receive an email with those in there?
I've received some
Okay.
emails that I DocuSigned.
Okay.
I have no idea. if
I just
it's all
wanted to
the
make
same
sure you did.
I'll second Terry's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next item I have is all in regards to Bridge 148. There were 3 change orders that have been reviewed by American Structure Point, our construction inspector, and myself. The first is, I don't know how you want to take this. You want to do the change orders first and then the pay apps, because we won't approve the pay app unless the change orders are approved. So change order number 4 for the amount of $4,832, I believe, is a change order in regards to some erosion control that was done on site. That was we had trouble with some of the hillside, and the typical slope that was existing was having trouble holding. So we had to basically change and get some different type of erosion control blanket and get that worked out. So I'd recommend approval of that. Do you want to take all these together or separate? The change orders themselves.
Oh, just give them all to us.
Okay.
You can-
Then change order number 5 is for $10,340.08. That's just miscellaneous, several items on slight items that went over. Some rock, some asphalt. We did a little longer asphalt approach and saved some money on some dig outs. So that change order is for that. And that was $10,340.08. Change order number 6, this was the larger one at $15,872. This is due to the condition of the beams underneath the concrete deck. Once the concrete deck was removed, the existing beams for this bridge had some issues that in regards to some minor rusting and deflection, that we had to add additional material for the deck and kind of reinforce the beams. So that is the amount for that. I recommend approval of all 3 change orders.
I'll make a motion to approve change order 4, 5, and 6.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0.
Then we've approved change orders 1 and 2, and then change order 3 I denied. So it didn't come before the board. And the contractor did ask, it got resubmitted to me again. I denied it again, and then they just submitted these last 2. So I think we're good. So pay app number 7, this includes this change order work, and then so much of it went to retainage. So that total comes to actually $29,567.70. And then if we want to do pay app number 8 as well, that is the 5% retainage left on the job since this job is complete. They've also signed off on that at $76,361.15. So that should close out the project.
Okay. Motion to pay the pay apps.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
And again, this was also the help funded with the CCMG funds from last year. So we did have grant money that went toward this as well. And that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby.
Sheriff?
Sheriff Mike Wilder. I just have 2 vehicles that will declare surplus. We're trading these vehicles in we're going to trade them in on a van, a transport van. So
That answers my question.
I would note, I don't know if you guys know this, but we did transfer a vehicle over to Bobby in the highway department and one over to the parks department. So, I mean, we've tried to help the county also when, when we can with some of our vehicles, when the ones that are still in decent shape and things like that. So we're always willing when we can
Appreciate that.
to help out along those lines too.
Make a motion to declare the vehicle surplus.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
I think
Council, you need the last four digits, the serial numbers on those in the record.
not technically. I mean, it's on the agenda.
Okay.
Seems good. Thank you.
Stacy, anything?
No.
Terry, anything? I have nothing, so we'll go to the public. Melinda Mitchell.
You want to talk about having someone in the surveyor's office?
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Okay,
That was
my
you,
name
Terry.
is Melinda Mitchell, 101 Yorkshire Drive in Newburgh. I have a question about the health inspection reports. There hasn't been any that have been easily accessible. And I run a community page called My Hometown Newburgh. I used to share all those reports with the public, and there's we have almost 13,000 members now of that page. So they really appreciated that being shared because, people want to know if a restaurant's passed, inspection or what the problems were. And a lot of times, people will wait until that problem's resolved before they go back to that restaurant. Well, now, I came here today, one, to pay my taxes, and then I came over here to sign a request for access for the public records for that. It's very complicated, and a lot of people, they have food allergies or just, children or elderly people that watch that. And since it's just too complicated because it's not on the website. It
I was
used to
just
be on
going to
the,
ask that. It used to be on the website.
well,
I
they
think that's
used
part
to
of
have a
the-
Facebook page.
Yeah, I think that's
Also.
part of the new program that they're working on. Cliff, would you like to address the complexity of the form? I mean, it's our standard request of information form.
Yeah, so when you want, or general request for information, we do have a form that complies with Indiana law. It's called the Access to Public Records Act Request Form, APRA. So you can always submit that to Debbie.
And I did.
Okay, we did. So then that's on my office to then respond to that. So if you haven't, then you can absolutely reach out directly to me, or I can get your information.
We just did it right before the meeting.
Oh, okay.
So I've already sent it to Mary.
Oh, okay, great.
But it also used to be on the website, correct? It used to be
Oh, yeah.
listed on there. So we've had a change in actually we just hired, when did we hire the new? July. And they're still working on getting those things going because I think that's important to still have that out there for people to see.
Yeah, and when I actually called the Indiana Health Department, and they were like, "What do you mean? You have to go sign to get the information?" I said, "Yeah, it's not easily accessible." And they were like, "They've never heard of any county making it so complicated."
So I think the issue is twofold. Number one, we've had a change in staff at the health department. So there have been a list of priorities of things that really have to be addressed for public safety in the community. And they're knocking those things off the list very, very quickly. That is on their radar. They have said it before that they want to get those inspection reports back up there. But it's just not at the top of their list to do. Once that happens, you won't have to request the information. It will be public, but it's just getting to that point.
Are people not inspecting?
Oh,
Or
absolutely, they're
inspecting?
inspecting. And we are looking at new software also that translates that very, very smoothly to the website. So it's just kind of an automatic transfer there for the public. So when they are able to do that and that bubbles up to the top of their to-do list, you won't have to request it that way. The only reason you had to request it is because it's not on the website. It is public information.
Well, I
And
know
it
it's
will be-
public,
Yeah,
but
and it will be published. It will be. And if you listen back to previous commissioners' meetings, you can hear them say that they really want to start getting that out there again because people are requesting it. So it's
Yeah,
on their
that's-
radar. It's
to me,
just,
that
it's just
should
a little
be-
further off the radar.
that should be like super easy if you can put
It's
YouTube.
nothing is that easy.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
the
as
report's
we
already
learn.
done.
Yeah.
If they're doing the inspections and the report's already done,
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
And
just
let me
saying,
assure you that ladies that have been doing it for years and years that used to have it on the website, they're still doing it.
The report, they're
The
doing the
reporting,
inspections.
the inspections, the
Right.
reportings, going to the schools, going to the convenience stores, going to all these places. They're still doing that.
but,
So we do need to make it more transparent for the
oh,
public.
yeah,
it
because
does need
it's
to be
not
out
fair
there.
to the public. I mean, we're paying for the inspections, we're paying for the reports, we're, taxpayers,
You're
that is.
paying for the inspections. They are being done. It sounds like your request is to advertise those reports.
Yeah, because
And-
that's
and
what I
they're-
used to be able to
it's
just,
in the works.
just
Yeah.
share. And there it was. And the public knew and they could make comments and
Have you called the health department directly?
yeah, and they're the ones that said, sorry, we can't just give you that information. And I
I
was
don't
like,
know.
So
I
no
wouldn't have a
Facebook
problem with him
page like
printing
it
a
used to
report
be,
and giving it to her.
not on the
It
website.
does seem easy.
I don't know. I just
Yeah,
know
it
that,
should be just,
published is one thing. Giving it to an individual, I don't know. Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I don't know.
I think I was the one that April called me and I said that she, we had a form and then she came on up and signed it and I sent it because I wasn't certain how, what's going on in
We're
the health
navigating
department.
some
We
newness
filled it out.
as
Have
far as
they-
our social media policy and those types of things as well are still being developed.
since
So.
this has been talked about, it sounds like for months now, have they indicated when they're going to start making it like readily accessible?
We're in the process of changing software companies that will push that information for us, but that hasn't happened. So as soon as that happens with the software that allows that.
So it could
push of
be still
information.
months down the road
I mean,
before.
I hope not. I hope not. But in the meantime, we'll find the easiest way to get that
Yeah,
to you.
we're just trying to standardize the way that, especially the health department, gives out information and documentation. And so to this point, from my memory, yes, there was a new contract, a new vendor services agreement that would make this much more easily shared with the public. So it is in the works. I can take on the task of trying to find out a timeline. And so I can email somebody right now to find a timeline for that.
Okay.
But in the meantime, yes, the best way would be to keep requesting them on a as needed
See, and
basis.
that's just, an extra
I
big
understand.
hoop to just keep coming each month and asking for an update.
I agree with you. However, there's, I don't know how many people ask the county government for information every day. You just got to realize that this isn't the only
Well-
piece of information being asked for every day.
Well, I've actually, when the Facebook page was still active, then I actually private messaged and asked for the reports and never got a response from anybody. And I know there's been a lot of,
But there's a reason for that.
Right.
There are legal reasons for that. And I just want you, again, if you go back and listen to previous commissioners' meetings, this is something that they're aware that needs to happen. So nobody's trying to hide the information. They're actually trying to find the best way to get it to you.
oh, just put it on the website. Just, and then my,
Just flip the switch. Okay.
well,
I wish.
like I said, if you
Yeah.
guys can put this on
All right.
YouTube.
Are we-
And then I have one other question, different subject. Did they ever determine what chemical was burning or chemicals were burning in the fire in Paradise?
So I know we're still trying to sift through all the investigation, so we don't have any more information at this time. I know EMA has been working real closely or has been working closely with the different agencies, but we don't have a finalized report from my understanding right now to send out.
Okay, did they tell you what, I mean, the company obviously should have had things listed on what was actually burning.
I don't have that right in front of me. But yeah, if you somehow contact me through Debbie, then I would be happy to give you what I can give you.
Okay.
Matt, is that still up on the website, the EPA's information and our health department's website or
About
not?
the TBTT.
Yeah, it's still up there on the website, but we haven't even got any information from the EPA yet. I've sent requests for that, and I still haven't got anything, so
Melinda,
I'm still waiting for the.
I think if you can stick around, we can probably provide you with the link where the most current information is.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I can go down to Mr. Shields.
I have one thing Bobby reminded me of. If Mr. Shields, do you mind if I go ahead of you here while my brain is still working?
I'll sit back,
Thank you, sir. You're welcome to come up here still. As we talked about there in the drainage board meeting, the surveyor resigned. We have a need to sign documents. Molly has 4 or 5 plats that she needs signed. There's claims that need signed. And so we discussed appointing a interim deputy surveyor, which I'm going to recommend Ashley, since she's in the office every day, to sign said documents, and she would have, limited authority to do those things. I think Bobby provided us with some IC code, even though he's not an attorney, that provides for this unique situation.
For the record, can we have Ashley's last name?
It's Knight, Knit.
Okay.
So what you're asking me right now?
We're not.
I'm going to make a motion here, and I'm going to hope you're
Interim
agreeing.
deputy.
That's the ask.
Contingent on Cliff finding it in the IC code.
Yeah, I have no issue with appointing a deputy. That's no problem. As far as what the power that deputy has, I need to look at that.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think we're
And I'm
asking
making a
for
note
much
right now.
more of Ashley than signing some documents and plats.
But we don't have one.
So we're going to make the motion to appoint with Cliff to help determine the scope of that.
Yeah.
It's just to make sure as well that we don't have contractors and builders waiting on,
Being held up.
and
No, I
the
completely.
work is already being done by Mr. Miley in the office, going and looking all that. So she's just basically, she indicated she was kind of running
Already
it
doing it.
anyway. I mean, under supervision, but
Okay.
And this would be until the caucus is held. So I make the motion to appoint Ashley Knight as the interim deputy surveyor until a new surveyor is caucused into office.
Yeah. Yes.
With powers
And I would.
under guidance of Cliff.
Right. Not her have this person not sign or act as surveyor until I vet this out.
okay.
Agreed.
Okay.
I'll second Terry's motion.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0. Now we're ready, Mr. Shields.
Thank you, sir.
This will surpass my step limit for the day. I was 10 from the limit. This puts
This
me
is
on.
it?
Jim Shields, 8355 Chestnut Drive. 6-8 weeks ago, I was in a meeting and I was listening to our county surveyor speak about a coal mine slurry. I'm not familiar with the term. But I come to these meetings and I go out in the public and I discuss the things that I hear because I'd like to know what all my neighbors in Warrick County are in tune with. And so there was a news report I'm not aware of, and so I'm here to question the board. Our surveyor clearly landed in his position that the county should be looking at this situation as a impending catastrophe, something that should be of high priority. And then in talking to some of my neighbors in Warrick County, it was reported that the state is in disagreement with the county surveyor. Is that what this board understands?
In a nutshell.
Okay, so that being the case, the way scrambled eggs goes up here, the county insurance company, have they gotten a chance to weigh in on this situation? Because I could see a huge liability
So it's privately owned property.
Okay,
And I think that's where we're falling right now, is that it is privately owned. Somebody's feet should maybe be held to the fire, whoever is deemed responsible. But at this point, it's not the county.
Right. I think it's fair to say all we're asking for is help because it's an enormous structure, the dam around the slurry pit. And if it is a safety hazard, which our surveyor believes that it is,
I heard that clearly.
I don't know, on what level that it's not going to break and flood everything. It's going to be a very slow moving thing if it does happen.
We hope.
He's just concerned that
We hope.
for the economics,
Yeah.
really more. And there's some safety issues there potentially. This is all potentially.
I understand how the risk works. I heard him. I agree with
So,
you. But it's something to be managed, and it really got my attention.
We're just asking for help from the state and potentially the federal government to let's fix this before it happens. That's all.
We don't want the catastrophe. So is the board's position that the county would have no liability whatsoever in a catastrophic failure?
No, the board's not taking any position on this issue right now. We rely on the former surveyor, but then we look at the records and the documents from the state. And so that would be a duty of the new surveyor to maybe relook at this issue. But there are a lot of, there's always potential for risks, and the county does what it can to monitor.
I recognize that. I don't want my neighbors in Warrick County. I don't want to see loss of life and property because we got into a tussle with the state. And if the state, if we're standing here and the state is saying, Warrick County, deal with your own problem, we're not going to get involved. That's essentially how my neighbors view it.
I don't think that's exactly. I think that they are involved. I think they're in the investigative stage of this. I don't think they've dismissed it, to my knowledge. I don't think that they've dismissed it to be an issue or dismissed any responsibility or any of that. I think they are just not at the point in their investigation that the surveyor was.
Yeah, they're still working with the property owner, having the property owner do what he's required to do per the state statutes. And so then once they get that information, I think they'll go from there with it. But there's a process that's supposed to be followed between the state requires the property owner to do in this instance, and the state and the property owner appears to have let some time slip, I guess would be the best way to say it. But they're working together now to move forward on everything because this was brought to their attention. So
Let me say the same thing Bobby just said a different way. There are measurements being taken right now to either back up or prove wrong.
Data drives it all.
Yep.
I'm a believer in that. My whole career was driven by data. I have it. What makes me a little bit nervous is that people are running around saying the county surveyor didn't know what he was talking about. The state said this, and they land there, and then this thing drops, and then
Well, the state
it's
hasn't
like the
landed
fire.
anywhere yet.
The county only had so much liability in this thing, and so when you start looking at these and managing the risk, what I'm saying is, if the county has stood behind the county official, and this board says that they stood behind the county official, taking some action to protect the county's interest. That's what I've heard up to now, and that there are other actions going on, but the county liability still could come into play with the nature of the situation today, November 10th, 2025, and God forbid that November 11th is when the catastrophic failure happens and we're stuck when we know something about it. And I'm not saying anybody isn't doing anything wrong, but these are the kind of things that can kind of get out of the headlights, get under the radar, because things are busy. Running a county is a busy, constant thing. Me as just a resident of the county, comes in and I pay attention.
And you have hit your 3-minute mark, so I appreciate that. So if you want to kind of wrap up here in a little bit.
Right. Well, I only get 3 minutes. I have that. You could have gave me some of your time, but you didn't. So that's okay. So So, but anyway, I want to follow up with that, and I'm going to continue to do some investigation. I want to
And I think
continue to
that's
follow.
fine. I think that there has been a lot of light shined on it, that for it to just go away without some resolution.
That's what I was
whether it
afraid
be,
of.
you know,
That's
data
my
that-
fear is that
Data that proves that everything
this
is
gets
stable and
buried in a
okay,
very
and
hectic,
I
busy
don't see
schedule,
that
and
happening.
the state has rebuffed us,
Well,
and
let me
then
just say
Well,
that
they have
Dennis
not.
Wilsbacher is probably one of the most intelligent surveyors that we've ever had. He's very knowledgeable. He owned his own business. He knows about coal, all of those things. And I think he truly believes that this is something that should be looked at. And so I think as a board, we've supported him in pursuing that. I don't know if you've known this, but Mr. Wilsbacher did in fact step down as surveyor.
I did not know that.
He stepped down with a letter in protest because he feels like there's been inaction where he felt there should be action at the state level. And I think that's probably all I can say on that. But
If I remember correctly, Commissioner, the words he said was 15 years with no action. If I remember from his words in the meeting.
You might,
So,
you
so,
might be
you're
right.
probably- you're
we're in
probably
agreement.
right.
15 years of not that we've known about this for 15 years and ignored it, but 15 years of some of the things that Bobby was saying haven't necessarily been done the way that they should be by the property owner
I get it.
at the state level.
Okay.
So I just want to assure you at this point, we have received nothing from the state saying there's nothing wrong. Ignore it. My understanding of the situation is they are still evaluating.
Okay, that's fine. The reporting that I heard
I know.
was concerning, and I'm like, oh my God, this can't.
Yeah.
Get brushed
Lack
under the
of,
carpet.
lack
Okay.
of immediate action is not the same as inaction. Like,
Correct. Okay, thank you.
I believe, and you guys correct me, I'm going to speak for myself here. I believe our ask is just to get the state and potentially the federal government to sit down and discuss what's there. If it's dangerous, let's all work together and mitigate it. Yeah, it's that simple.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
See you in 2 weeks. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, last motion.
make a motion to. Oh,
Second.
Oops. Okay, go me go. Okay. Thank you. Oh, what is this? I have a question.